Turning now to a fact check, or rather a series of fact checks. More than a week after Helene ripped through North Carolina, another storm has taken shape. But this one isn't caused by Mother Nature. Instead, in the past couple days, we have seen a flood of misinformation erupt around the response and recovery to Helene. It's led to government agencies, including FEMA and the North Carolina Department of Public Safety, to set up websites to fact check the flood of rumors. The concern is the misinformation creates confusion and significant distrust with first responders. Where are the rumors coming from? Many of them start on social media, hoaxes and conspiracy theories that in some cases come from AI-generated footage or people not even in the state. Like this rumor that the town of Chimney Rock was going to be seized by the government and bulldozed. It sparked the county's emergency department to issue a statement saying there have been no discussions or actions taken by the federal, state, or local government related to property seizure in Chimney Rock or any other part of Rutherford County. Or take this rumor that FEMA is confiscating donations for survivors. FEMA says that too is false. The agency does not take away donations or food from survivors or voluntary organizations. FEMA also does not conduct vehicle stops. That is handled by local law enforcement. FEMA also does not ask for cash donations and is not supposed to turn away volunteers. If they're doing that, it may be a scam. Now, if you want to help storm victims, you can do that. Go to nc.gov/donate. The fund is run by the United Way of North Carolina. Now, while some of the origins of rumors are hard to pinpoint, some are being amplified by politicians, including former President Donald Trump. In a speech in Pennsylvania on Saturday, Trump made this claim.
They're offering them $750 to people whose homes have been washed away. And yet we send tens of billions of dollars to foreign countries that most people have never heard of.
Trump is right that FEMA does offer $750 to storm victims, but context here is important. It's only one type of help, known as serious needs assistance. It's actually a new type of aid from FEMA, and while it does count towards the maximum amount of other needs assistance eligible people can receive, it's by no means the only funding victims can get from FEMA. The agency says the goal of that $750 is to be immediate, to cover items like food, water, and baby formula. It's the short-term help, not the long-term. Trump also made this claim on Thursday in a speech in Michigan.
Kamala spent all her FEMA money, billions of dollars, on housing for illegal migrants. And the Harris-Biden administration says they don't have any money. They've spent it all on, they spent all of their money. They have almost no money because they spent it all on illegal migrants.
FEMA does have a shelter and services program where it reimburses cities, towns, or organizations for immigration-related expenses. But that comes from a separate pot of money funded by Congress. The help FEMA is providing to Western North Carolina is from the Disaster Relief Fund. Here's Republican Senator Tom Tillis.
We can have a discussion about the failure of this administration's border policies and the billions of dollars it's costing, but right now, not yet is it affecting the flow of resources to Western North Carolina.
It is not a factor, to be clear. Okay.
Not at this time.
And while FEMA says there are long-term funding concerns, the agency does have enough money for Helene response right now, it says. And it encourages people affected by Helene not to hesitate. Apply for disaster assistance. The website, disasterassistance.gov. These examples are just a sampling of some of the misinformation that's emerged in the past week. It prompted Republican State Senator Kevin Corbin to issue a plea, writing on Facebook, "Please help stop this junk," he writes. "It is just a distraction to people trying to do their job. Folks, this is a catastrophic event of which this country has never known." There's been no doubt that criticism for how the government has responded to Helene has been out there. Some of that centers on whether the assigned soldiers ordered by President Joe Biden have shifted to Western North Carolina quick enough and whether the state was truly ready for a disaster of this level. That debate will continue. On the flip side, there's been praise for how the federal government has responded to Helene, including from the Republican governors of South Carolina and Tennessee. What is not up for debate is fact versus fiction. And right now, first responders say the latter is making a dangerous situation even worse.